Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I had such a great job of trying to pick one person to do a reading for because I felt so many people needed a message, but it's really hard to do, you know, when you have so many great requests. And I really felt that I had to talk to Carmen today. And Carmen, I want to thank you so much for writing into your message from Spirit, for sharing your heart, you know, so openly with everyone. And I think you're going to be helping some people today because so many people have the same questions as you have, you know, about your mom and dad and about spirits and why you're not feeling things anymore. And, you know, to explain a little further, Carmen writes that she wanted to know if her mom and dad were okay and that if they were with her right now. And she writes that, I know they are, but I haven't felt them or gotten any signs in a very long time. And I hope I'm not disappointing them in any way. I'm trying my best to help my daughter with her addiction, but it seems that she's at death's door again. And I talk to my parents basically every waking minute for guidance. And it seems that all the signs I used to receive are no longer there. Maybe I'm trying too hard. I recently made a career move, wondering if that was a good move, and I really wish Mom was here. Honestly, she had all the answers. It would be great if you felt anything to give me some hope and strength. Well, Carmen, I hope that I do today, but I'm going to tell you, I don't think you're a disappointment to your mom and dad, and I don't think that's why you're not feeling them. And I'm going to tell you, so many people go through the very same thing you do. You know, they'll have an abundance of signs, and all of a sudden, nothing, you know, and they're not feeling anything, not seeing anything, not getting the sense of their loved ones around them. And it's so difficult not to feel them, especially when you used to receive signs or used to, you know, feel them around. So I'm going to tell you that your mom and dad are okay. I believe that, you know, spirits have different roles and sometimes they're not always readily available, or you may not feel them as much, but it doesn't mean that they're not around you. Now, I do feel your parents around you, and I'm hoping that you'll understand what I'm going to tell you. But when it comes down to your job, I think your mom would have agreed that a change would do you some good. So as I would hear it in French, change le mal de place, and I hope you understand that. But it kind of changes the hurt from one area to another, but I think you were up for the challenge. So if you did do that career move, you know, just within maybe the last 6-7 months or so, I feel really good about that. And I would encourage you to just continue moving forward with that and to enjoy what you're doing. You know, it takes a while to get used to things, and especially when we're hurting and having difficulties and the stresses, especially that you're experiencing, you know, when it comes to your daughter. Now, your daughter, it does concern me a little bit because I do feel a grave difficulty around her as well. But I think that you're doing a good job at trying to be there as much as you can. But Mom, you're not Superwoman. So you need to make sure that you fulfill your heart. You make sure that you're filling up your coffers and that you're arming yourself with that strength and energy that you need to be able to help her and supporting her in what she needs to do to move forward and to be happy in her life. And the thing is, sometimes that could be so emotionally and physically draining that we have nothing left to give at the end of the day. So you need to really focus on yourself as well, sweetie, and you need to make sure, you know, and this would come from your mom, you need to make sure that you take care of number one, make sure that you're eating properly, getting your rest, and you know, you need to just take care of business. Your mom would have stuck by you, sweetie. Your mom would have. So I would think that she's giving you that strength to be able to do what it is that you need to do. Now, when it comes to feeling your parents around, I would get the sense of patterns of 1, 5s, and 9s. And what I mean by that is if I start with the number 1 and go 4 months out, I'm into the 5th month. And if I go 4 months out from that, 5 plus 4 is 9. So 1, 5, and 9. So January or October, 1 plus 0 is 1. And so that's why I'm telling you that I would feel something around birthdays or anniversaries or passings for January or October, or the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th of any month. If I go 4 months forward, I'm into May, which is the 5th month, birthdays, anniversaries, passings, or the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd of any month. And if I go 4 months past May, I'm into September, or numbers equaling 9, which are 9, 18, and 27 for birthdays, anniversaries, passings. Now I can dissect those numbers even more, but I'm going to tell you, I just feel important about 159. So that's as much as I'm going to give you in terms of, dates for birthdays, that kind of thing. Now, I would feel that you would get the sense of your parents if you were more connected to nature. And I don't know if your mother was, wanting to be at camp a lot, or if your dad was the type, to be at camp a lot, going out fishing or hunting, that kind of thing. But being connected with nature, I would really feel that you would get the essence of them if you were to reconnect somehow around nature. So go for a walk, go camping, or rent a cottage for a weekend, or reconnect with nature, somehow sit in front of a beautiful streaming, brook or a lake or a pond, but reconnect with nature and close your eyes and ask them, to come through. Now they're going to send you different types of signs, and when you're reconnecting with nature, you could look out for different types of animals, and especially if you see them in repetitive type of mannerisms, you're going to definitely feel like you've connected. So for instance, if you're out in the bush and you see a fox, and the next day you see a fox again, look up the meaning of fox, the spiritual meaning of the fox, to see what it means. I'm going to tell you, you're going to get messages from that. If you're out and about and you're looking at numerical patterns, you're seeing the time on the clock is 10:24, or a license plate that's 124, patterns of different numbers and phone numbers, email addresses, that kind of thing. Pay attention to those as well and look them up. What's the meaning of this number? Google it. Because I'm going to tell you, numbers have very, very strong meaning in terms of messages, and it's amazing what spirit will bring to you in terms of what you need to know. Now, my heart goes out for you for the difficulties that you're having, especially when it comes to your daughters. So I'm going to send you all of my love, Carmen, but you need to stay strong. You need to make sure that you have, a backup system. Don't go at this by yourself. Make sure that you have the support of your family as well to move forward in helping her. And if you need some support, go for counseling. It's not always the person that's going through the addiction suffering, but also the caretaker that really takes, such a hit from it, and becomes so difficult to carry these burdens. So don't go at this by yourself, sweetie. But I want to thank you so much for writing in. I hope that you can relate, to all of this, and I need you to know that your mom and dad are absolutely around you. I'm sending you a big hug, sweetie. I love you. Thank you so much, everybody who's written in. And if you're looking for your very own message, please write to me at myinfinityfamily.com. Your message from Spirit is definitely exclusive to members only. Have a beautiful week, everyone. Till next video, we'll see you really soon. Bye-bye.